What's going on, guys? It is Simons here from Hydra Funding with a new weekly market outlook. Let's dive into the economic calendar. As we can see for this week, we have a lot of high impact news events being planned for the US dollar. No news on Monday, so for me this is a sign, as explained last week, that I won't be trading this week. On Tuesday we have retail sales at 8:30 a.m. New York time. I'll definitely be looking for setups after this news happens. And on Wednesday, the big one, FOMC. Be careful, don't trade before FOMC. There's always a lot of manipulation in the market when FOMC happens. After FOMC you can trade, but I recommend not trading the London session or New York AM session. Maybe the PM session after the news event happens, but please be careful because same as with CPI last week, FOMC is dangerous to trade, so please be careful. And on Thursday we have unemployment claims at 8:30. No news on Friday, so let's dive into the charts. Like always, we start with the DXY, and actually if we check the chart for this week, nothing has changed compared to last week. Sellside still is our target. Last week we've basically been consolidating. If you see the daily chart over here, we have been traded into this inverse fair value gap over here, combined with this collided fair value gap in here, which we reacted strongly of that one. So we took this internal range liquidity over here. So for me this is a sign that external range liquidity is next. So I'll definitely be targeting this low at 97.25 and eventually this low at 97.07. The cracks in correlation at the highs are still in place, didn't get taken out as we expected. So the bias still remains the same for this week. I'll be looking for lower prices on the DXY. Then if you move to the euro, same for the euro, as the euro is of course the opposite of the DXY. We have the cracking correlation here at the lows. As you can see, buy-side liquidity pointed out over here. I'll still be looking for the 1.18 target to get reached. Last week was pretty much a consolidation week. Then nothing too much happened. CPI over here on Thursday manipulated price lower into these gaps over here, but after that we reacted sharply higher. Traded back into this 4-hour fair value gap over here, and now it looks like we're reaching towards our targets. After our targets have been reached, we'll be looking for even higher targets over here, unless some clear correction correlation happens to the downside, like some bearish correction correlation. Of course we'll be careful with FOMC. Like if FOMC creates a cracking correlation, like usually when high impact news events create a cracking correlation, this is a sign that a reversal might happen, because with the news we manipulate to one direction, and after the manipulation happens we often distribute to the other side of the market. So something to take note of. Please don't trade before news, I can't say it enough. For Bitcoin, actually we reached our target of last week. Last week, if you look here at the 4-hour chart, we pointed out, let's remove everything from the charts, we pointed out these highs over here, that liquidity above these highs was too obvious to get taken, and of course it did. So an analysis there was perfect. Buy-side liquidity over here, so we traded higher from where we were last week with price. But now actually if I look at the higher time frame, especially the bearish or the weekly time frame, you'll see that we just traded into this bearish weekly fair value gap after we have a cracking correlation here at the highs between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and also we invalidated this weekly bullish fair value gap over here. So for me this all combined, we invalidated this bullish fair value gap, traded back into this internal range liquidity fair value gap over here, the bearish fair value gap, So for me, what I'll be looking for Bitcoin to do next is reach for the sell side over here below this low. We'll see what FOMC does, because of course you cannot never be 100% sure, but gone to my head, what I would say what price would do next is looking for lower prices. So I'll be looking for sell side if a crack in correlation happens inside this weekly fair value gap where we're at now. And for gold, there nothing too much happened. We have been consolidating last week, like we reached the all-time highs over here. We've been traded way higher than the all-time highs, all the way until like 36.70s. And since then, since last Tuesday actually, we've been consolidating. So I'll be watching the silver market and the gold market, see if I can spot any cracks between the two to determine where price will go next. But for now, I'm undecided on gold, so I won't be putting any targets. We have buy side over here, sell side over here. I'll be watching these lows, look if there's any cracks happening over there. But other than that, if you see what's happened over the past few weeks, it's just an insane push. So yeah, nothing too much expected here, because after expansion usually comes consolidation, and for consolidation, for reversal to happen, I first want to see SMT and a clear displacement to the downside. So that's it, that's my review for this week. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'm happy to see you in the next one. Take care.